Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour à tous. I'm very excited to be here today. So it is first days, one of the first day, and we're going live at 12:30 Eastern Time. So today, my colleague will be joining me next week. So I will be just with you and me. And actually, I'd like to share. So I'm back here in the U.S. and very excited to be back. I flew in last night. You probably, some of you seen my Facebook post that I did. I did ask a few questions and I have few people here answering, so this is great. Thank you for that. I also asked you actually what you would take on the flight. It's great to be ready before you fly. If it's national, it's a shorter flight, but if it's international, it's definitely great to be ready. And there are a few things it will be good to be prepared for. I posted here in the Facebook, and sometimes we don't always think of everything, right? So the best way is to really make a note of it, so you don't forget. And it happens, I had my earphone, but I didn't have the one. I have my earphone, my headset for iPhone. And on the plane it's not the same set. So that's something to think about. Sometimes they do give it to you. Sometimes you have to buy it depending, and it's better to have you on, as I think, so to make sure you have it when you need it. Anyhow, so what I'd like to share with you today also is talking about bonjour. And next week we'll talk a little bit deeper here with my colleague and my friend Cornell. So I know here in the US it's a little bit different. It's not as important, I would say, but in France, if you don't say bonjour, wherever you are or wherever you go when you meet somebody, it will be kind of an interesting response. Some people probably won't even talk to you. So that's as important as it is just to say bonjour. So I'm going to say again bonjour to you. And you can say bonjour monsieur, bonjour madame, since you don't know if it's Mrs. or Miss. Just that way, it's great. So the more you say, the more polite it is. So bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur, it's always very well appreciated. So not to forget that. Here in the US, we do say bonjour, obviously we are polite here as well. It's just a different culture where it's not as important. So sometimes you just walk into a store, if people are busy, don't necessarily say bonjour. Or sometimes people even text, to say hey or something very short. Not as formal as, it would be in France. So very important to remember that. So today is just a little quick session here to let you know that I'm back in the US here for a few weeks. So I'll be streaming here from the US. And doesn't matter where we are because we can travel the world. I was just last night in Madrid, as you can see. And in France before that. So very, very exciting. So I'll be happy to answer your questions. If you join in live, you can come and ask questions or in the chat, or just go to my Facebook as well in Deja Vu group. If you're not accepted yet, or if you're not part of the group in Deja Vu, then just ask for send a request and we'll check out and just accept you there so you can join the live. Even on Thursdays as well. You have to be part of the group of Deja Vu. So it's something just to pay attention to. So again, I'm just a little bit jet lagged, so I just want to share a little bit with you. If you have traveled already overseas, you probably know what works better for you. I've been doing this for over 30 years, traveling the world at least once or more a year. And I have to say, it is very interesting. So yesterday I gave myself a great challenge. Not to sleep on the flights. So that's sometimes not easy to do, right? When you're tired, sometimes you just fall asleep. You won't even know you fall asleep. So that's really exciting. But I left, so I woke up at 3 a.m. Local time yesterday from Europe. And I arrived here in the US local time from Europe at 2 a.m. So basically I was based on the local time. So it's almost 24 hours awake, right? Whether you travel from Europe or Asia, usually it takes about 24 hours, to to have direct flights is pretty rare unless you live in Miami or New York or some big cities. You might have a direct flight from Paris or from other countries. Spain does fly directly also from Madrid to Miami, so you check that out. But for me, it's not a direct flight as I'm flying from Marseille and not from Paris. It happens sometimes I do, some other times I don't, because I have a place here in south of France as well, so I do like to fly from Marseille, which is the south of France airport. So anyhow, so the challenge I gave myself was not to sleep on the plane, as I was saying. And so the way I did it, I tried not to do any stimulants. I try to keep it as natural as possible as I take care of my health and I take care of yours as well. When you join my groups, I will always make sure you are healthy, keep healthy, and look good, and getting older and still look great and younger. So that's what I do. So basically, I did take a very short, quick nap. That helps. I just monitor my time. I know when I was falling asleep. So I did a couple of those just because I did not finish my night coming and waking up at 3, right? So I did give myself that time. But then after that, when I kind of caught up my first night of my 8-hour sleep, after that I just kept busy. So I had a plan during my flight, my longer flight, so from Madrid to Miami. That was my longer flight. Made sure that I kept busy. I had everything ready. So whether you want to have a book, you're not booked, things you got to do, right? Things you have to check out. There are movies, as you know. So it really made me easier. I kind of rest my eyes for a few minutes in between, not to over-exhaust myself. But then I made it through last night, coming in, I would say, around 6 p.m. local time, US time. Had dinner, conversation, and so on. So I was able to go to sleep at 8:30 p.m., which I think was a great stretch. And after that, I slept about between 6-7 hours, so you can make the calculation. I was able to, stretch a little bit and stay until 5 a.m. in the morning to wake up, local time, right? So I think I did pretty good. I like to wake up early, so I might try to, sleep earlier, and then so I can keep waking up early. But that's my decision. From that, I don't want to be much jet lag. So that's from Europe to US. Once you do the opposite side, we'll have another conversation. The flight is a little bit different. One is longer than the other. So, and it's a little bit harder since here it's you're gaining 6 hours. So you have 6 hours more during your day here in the US, but when you go back to Europe, it's about 6, depending where you're going, 5 hours or so, minus. So that's a little bit more challenging. But anyhow, so voilà. Je voulais vous dire bonne journée. So I wish you a great day. We'll talk more about bonjour and ça va, which are the video also. I did launch them on the Facebook as well, on my pages and so on, my timeline as well, my Deja Vu group. I definitely suggest for you to go to my Deja Vu group. There are more things happening there. And so we can communicate more, talk about Europe. I've seen already a lot of people booking their flights, their trip for next summer already. And I'll be more than happy to help you with that. Whether you need a tour in France or you need something very specific, I do personalized group and tours as well, more like for smaller group. But anyhow, so we'll talk more about that along the way. Voilà. Je vous souhaite une bonne journée. So a great day for you. Bonne journée. You can repeat always after me. Bonne journée. And I'll see you on next Thursday, jeudi. Jeudi at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We always talk about Eastern Time. Voilà. À bientôt et bonne journée. Au revoir.